Cursed by Love. The story of Obena and Amara. Imagine being turned into a monster, cursed to live in the shadows, with only the hope that true love might one day set you free. This is the tale of Obena, a man who rose from humble beginnings to great wealth, only to be cursed with a fate he could never have imagined. In a world where love can heal or destroy, one man's journey from betrayal to redemption will leave you questioning what truly matters. Stay with us as we unravel this captivating tale, where every twist and turn will keep you on the edge of your seat. This is a story you won't want to miss. Remember to kindly support this channel by subscribing. In the quiet, sun-drenched village of Ipetu, nestled deep in the heart of Nigeria, a young man named Obena was born to a family of modest means. His parents, hard-working farmers, were known throughout the village for their unwavering integrity and dedication to their craft. They instilled in Obena the values of humility, kindness, and the belief that true wealth was not measured by material possessions but by the goodness of one's heart. Obena grew up embodying these virtues, becoming a beloved figure in the village, known for his gentle nature and willingness to help others. As Obena reached his teenage years, he attended the local high school, where he met Hada, a beautiful village girl with a radiant smile that could light up even the darkest days. Hada was kind-hearted and shared Obena's values, and it wasn't long before the two fell deeply in love. Their relationship blossomed like the vibrant flowers that dotted the village, and everyone believed they were destined to be together. Obena devoted himself entirely to Hada, showering her with affection and unwavering loyalty. He believed their love was unbreakable, as enduring as the hills that surrounded their village. However, fate had other plans. One fateful day, a wealthy businessman from the city visited the village on a business trip. The allure of his wealth and the promise of a luxurious life in the city caught Hada's eye. The businessman, charmed by Hada's beauty, wasted no time in courting her, and soon she found herself enticed by the prospect of a life filled with riches and comfort. Despite Obena's love and devotion, Hada chose to leave him and marry the wealthy man, shattering Obena's heart into a million pieces. The betrayal left Obena devastated. The pain of losing Hada to another man, especially one who cared nothing for the simple values they had once shared, filled him with anger and bitterness. He vowed that he would never be hurt again and swore to rise above his humble origins. Consumed by a desire for revenge, Obena left the village and moved to the bustling city, determined to amass wealth and power. He resolved to make women pay for the pain he had endured by breaking their hearts as his had been broken. In the city, Obena started a small business, working tirelessly to build it from the ground up. Fueled by his anger and desire for revenge, he soon found success. His business grew rapidly, and within a few years, Obena became a wealthy and powerful man. But the wealth and power that he had sought so desperately came at a cost. The kind and compassionate young man he had once been was replaced by someone colder, more ruthless. Obena used his newfound wealth to attract women, only to break their hearts once they fell in love with him. He moved from one woman to the next, leaving behind a trail of shattered hearts. To him, this was justice, a way to avenge the betrayal he had suffered at Hada's hands. As the years passed, Obena became infamous for his ruthless treatment of women. His once good reputation in the village was replaced by rumors of his cruelty and heartlessness. But Obena paid no heed to the whispers. He was too consumed by his desire to prove that he could not be hurt, that he was now the one in control. However, his life took a dark turn when he met Zara, a stunning young woman with a warm smile and a gentle spirit. Zara was different from the other women Obena had pursued. She was the daughter of a powerful witch doctor from a distant village, though Obena was unaware of her lineage. When he first saw Zara, he was captivated by her beauty and charm. He pursued her with the same intensity he had shown other women, and soon, Zara fell deeply in love with him. Their relationship moved quickly, and before long, Zara was pregnant with Obena's child. But true to his nature, Obena grew tired of Zara once he felt he had won her over. The thrill of the chase was gone, and he began to distance himself from her. Zara, deeply in love and now carrying his child, begged him to stay, but Obena was cold and unfeeling. He told her that he had no love for her and that their relationship was over. Heartbroken and abandoned, Zara fell into a deep depression. The pain of Obena's rejection, combined with the loss of their unborn child, was too much for her to bear. Zara tragically passed away, taking their unborn child with her. When Zara's father, the witch doctor, learned of his daughter's fate, he was consumed with rage. He traveled to the city to confront Obena, who remained unapologetic and dismissive. The witch doctor, seething with anger, placed a powerful curse on Obena. In an instant, Obena was transformed into a creature with horns and a long tail, giving him the appearance of a beast. The curse was not just a physical transformation. It was a reflection of the monster Obena had become inside. The witch doctor decreed that the only way to break the curse was for a woman of royal blood to fall in love with Obena. If this did not happen within 7 years, Obena would die. Desperate, Obena sought help from doctors and specialists worldwide, but none could remove the horns and tail without killing him. With no other options, Obena retreated from society, ashamed and afraid of what he had become. He put his businesses in the hands of a trusted manager and moved to a remote land near a vast forest. There he built a cabin deep within the woods, where he planned to live out his remaining days in solitude, resigned to his fate. The once powerful and ruthless Obena was now a broken man, isolated from the world and haunted by the ghosts of his past. As the years passed, Obena became a shadow of his former self. The loneliness of his self-imposed exile weighed heavily on him, and he spent his days reflecting on the choices that had led him to this point. The pain and bitterness that had once driven him had faded, replaced by a deep sense of regret. He realized that his quest for revenge had cost him everything: his humanity, his happiness, and his soul. One evening, as the 7th year of the curse approached, Obena sat by the fireplace in his cabin, lost in thought. The crackling of the fire was the only sound in the room as he contemplated the end of his life. But as he sat there, he heard a knock at the door. Startled, he ignored it, thinking it must be the wind or an animal. But the knocking persisted, growing louder and more insistent. Reluctantly, Obena opened the door, and before him stood a beautiful young woman, her face pale with exhaustion. The sight of Obena's horns and tail shocked the woman so much that she fainted on the spot. Not knowing what to do, Obena carried her inside and laid her on the sofa. He placed some fruits and water beside her and then sat far away, unsure of how to handle the situation. When the woman awoke, she was initially frightened, but Obena's gentle demeanor soon put her at ease. She introduced herself as Amara, and to Obena's surprise, she was running away from an evil stepfamily who had been tormenting her. They wanted to force her into marrying an old wealthy man she did not love, hoping to benefit from the union. Amara had escaped in the dead of night and had been wandering through the forest when she stumbled upon Obena's cabin. Over the next few days, Obena and Amara grew close. Despite his monstrous appearance, Obena treated Amara with kindness and respect. He listened to her stories, offered her comfort, and protected her from the dangers of the forest. Amara, in turn, saw beyond Obena's physical form and fell in love with the kind and gentle soul within. Obena, too, began to develop feelings for Amara, but he kept his distance, knowing that his time was running out. He did not want her to suffer the pain of losing him. As the 7th year approached, Obena prepared himself for death. He told Amara the truth about his curse and how he had come to live in the forest. Amara was heartbroken but remained by his side, refusing to leave him alone in his final days. Together, they waited for the inevitable, but as the 7th year came and went, nothing happened. Obena still had his horns and tail, but he was very much alive. One evening, as they sat by the fireplace, Obena and Amara discussed their future. They decided they could no longer live in isolation and that they would return to society, regardless of what people might think or say. But just as they were preparing to leave the forest, something unexpected happened. Obena's horns and tail began to disappear, not because of any external intervention, but because he had finally understood the true nature of the curse. The curse was never about his appearance or his death. It was about his heart. The horns and tail were illusions, reflections of the monster he had allowed himself to become. The true curse was his inability to love genuinely. The moment he truly fell in love with Amara, the curse began to break. His physical transformation was a manifestation of his inner transformation. As Obena realized this, the last traces of the curse vanished, leaving him as the man he once was: kind, compassionate, and human. But the surprises were not over. As Obena and Amara were preparing to leave the forest, an old woman appeared before them, seemingly out of nowhere. She had a gentle smile and a familiar warmth in her eyes. To Obena's shock, the woman revealed herself to be his late mother, who had been watching over him from the spirit world. It was she who had guided Amara to his cabin, knowing that her son needed someone to love and be loved by. She had been silently protecting him, even in his darkest moments, ensuring that he would find redemption and peace. Her presence filled Obena with a deep sense of gratitude and humility. He realized that even when he had felt most alone, his mother's love had always been with him. She also revealed that Amara was not just any woman. She was a princess. She had been taken and abandoned by her evil uncle from her royal family as a child, and her true family, still in power, ruled over a distant kingdom. This revelation added a new dimension to their story, as Amara realized that she was not only a royal descendant but also the rightful heir to her family's throne. Amara, too, was moved by the revelation, understanding that their meeting had been no accident but part of a larger plan. Together, they thanked Obena's mother, who blessed their union before fading back into the spirit world. Obena and Amara returned to society, where they were met with astonishment. The curse had been lifted, and Obena was restored to his former self. With Amara by his side, Obena learned the true meaning of love and redemption. They returned to Amara's kingdom, where she was welcomed as the lost princess. Obena, now a changed man, stood by her side as they began a new chapter in their lives. Obena's story reminds us that no matter how dark the path may seem, there's always a chance for redemption through love and self-forgiveness. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What would you have done if you were in Obena's place? Drop a comment below, and if you enjoyed the story, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because our next story is just as thrilling and full of unexpected twists. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.